Why Kate Bush granted Stranger Things clearance of running up that hill. We can talk about that, but if you guys have been watching Stranger Things, the running up the hill song, which, has obviously been out in the world since I think 85,
Yeah, it's
1985.
one of the dopest songs like ever written too. So like I'm such a huge fan of the song. Now please, I'm looking at the chat. Please don't put any spoilers because I have not seen this placement. We are actually in the middle of finishing the Ozark series. So once that's done, it's Stranger Things. So I'm getting into it. I'm very excited, but I could not be more happy for this song and for Kate Bush because I'm such a fan of this, and I think it's great.
My mom loves Kate Bush when I was growing up. And I don't know what the song is called, but it was about Heathcliff. I think that was also
The Wuthering
used
Heights
in
song.
Wuthering Heights, and that was
Yeah.
obviously used in the movie. And so she's fabulous. Love the song. And no spoilers.
But it's one of those songs where I've even pitched to you to that maybe we should cover, and then all of a sudden all these covers came out. Like 2 days ago, Kim Petras released a cover of it that's actually really good. Coincidentally, she released it.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon if you want to hear that. But my favorite version of the song being Placebo's cover of it. I mean, aside from Kate Bush, my favorite cover is Placebo's "Running Up That Hill." It's very mellow and mellow. It's so good. Oh, chills. Oh, so happy for her.
Yeah, so make sure you guys go and give that a listen if you're not sure, if you haven't heard the song. All right. And so what
But
else we got popping in the
oh no,
newsland?
I was just gonna ask you or tell you that just one more thing on it, just that it's number one right now on both Spotify and on iTunes. Her activity on it is up 8,000% for this placement, and so like it just goes to show that a lot of these acts from like the 80s or the 70s or whatever, how great placement can really re-energize your song. I know that Fleetwood Mac had a big resurgence with their Dream song because of like that TikTok video where the guy was like on a skateboard drinking like some tea or something like that. And so like that made that thing go back up on the Hot 100 to like number 12. And then Nirvana obviously with the Something in the Way when the Batman movie just had tons
Right?
of
Yep.
that song was just in crazy, so that got a huge boost. But the one that I think of the most that got it was like Journey and Don't Stop Believing when that came out, because that had two, I remember two big surges with that. One was with that show Laguna Beach on that used to be on MTV, that exposed
Yeah, I
it to a
remember that
whole
one.
new generation, and people were just like kids were like, "Oh, what is this Journey?" I just remember it being a huge thing after it premiered on that, and then The Sopranos. The Sopranos made that song just jump up like crazy. So it's
Yeah, no,
very
Joel,
cool.
Joel, Joel hit that right when you were saying it, guys. And then also, when it comes to syncing, right? So when you sync music to TV to film, this is one of the best ways to make money as an artist, as a record label, or a music lover or entrepreneur in general. But on the last show, we were talking about Justin Timberlake's or the sale of
Mhm.
his publishing rights, right? So it wasn't even the masters; it's just a portion of the rights in the music, and he was estimated to have received $100 million, right? So that's
Yeah,
a nice big payday. And, these investors base it on the revenue that the music's currently generating. And then they'll do a calculation, right? Of, it's usually between 12 and 22. That's how they set the purchase price. And then, when you have these songs that are hits, that's the biggest thing. And
right.
you have industry leaders who are saying, this music will never die, right? Because people love it. It means something to them. You had your first kiss. You had your first, this and
Yeah.
that. This life event happened. And so this is the thing that's going to be stable. People will always want to consume the music. And so I think that this is, here, there's a whole new world of people who have been exposed to the song. And so obviously, now there's that new association and love for the record.
No, it's gonna and because right now you have Stranger Things is just like one of the biggest shows right now, like in the on television or whatever streaming.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like this thing is going to live on. I know that just people are just super connected to this Kate Bush track, and I think it's dope. Like I'm super excited for her. Now, if I'm an independent artist, what do I if I let's say I had a song that I'm trying to get pitched to Netflix, what kind of steps would I have to go through because I mean that's kind of the goal as I kind of see it for artists. Because I mean, concerts can be kind of tricky as far as you don't know how the world's going to go. We saw that kind of bottom out, but music is, like you said, like it's the thing that lives on. It's the thing that's most important. So if you're an artist, you have especially if you have a catalog of stuff. We're talking about Justin Timberlake selling his music. How would I go about getting some of my songs placed?
Yeah, good question. So if you, for example, are watching Stranger Things and you go, this is the kind of show that my music would do really well on, do a Google search. So for example, I can tell you the music supervisor for Stranger Things is Nora Felder. And so you can do research to find contact information for music supervisors for the shows that you watch that you think your music would be a good fit for. Now, it doesn't mean that person's going to respond to you, but you can send them a link to listen to your music and say, hey, I'd love to be considered. If you want more material, please let me know. But it's about building relationships with music supervisors. That's what record labels do. They have these contacts, they build these relationships. So when they have a song come out, they pitch it. And they say, we'd love you to consider our song for your Lucifer show. And then every once in a while, when you get a big placement, a placement can make your career. And we've seen that happen with bands, with artists. Besides the fact that obviously you get paid really well, right? So a placement in a
Right.
TV show can at a minimum be a few $1,000s, right? For a little 15-second segment in one episode
No,
of a TV
you
show, but it can also be $100,000. It can be $200,000 if it's in a trailer. So there's big bucks to be paid.
and there's a lot of different kinds of placements that you can get. I know that we get checks and stuff because you can get placed on MTV shows, or you get placed on VH1 or Lifetime. There's those these shows that are just, everything that you see on TV uses music, and all of those people have music supervisors, and all those people are looking for artists. So sometimes, like, don't just shoot to go, I got to get in the new Batman movie. you know Try to look for placements that you can get for on Lifetime shows on it. Just get your music synced, develop these relationships with the people, music supervisors that handle this stuff.